Fine. So just see. So what is the suboccipital triangle? So this is the triangle on the back of the neck. Fine. So you can see this. This is the back of the skull. Okay, formed by the parietal bone, and this is the occipital bone. So this is the inferior view of the occipital bone. You can see here this is the external occipital protuberance, superior knuckle line, and inferior knuckle line. Okay, and this is the external occipital crest. This is the posterior margin of foramen magnum. Okay, then below that the first cervical and the second cervical vertebra are drawn. Fine. So from in between this means between first cervical vertebra and occipital bone. ठीक है, जो इनके बीच में ट्रायंगल फॉर्म होता है, द सबऑक्सिपिटल ट्रायंगल. The suboccipital triangle is formed by the muscular structures. Boundaries are formed by muscles. That is first is the where it had been drawn now. So this is rectus capitis minor medially and laterally. The rectus capitis major. Can you see? And then infralaterally by obliquus capitis inferior and supralaterally by the obliquus capitis superioris and inferioris. So these are forming the triangle posterior to the junction between the occipital bone and the first cervical vertebra, the posterior part of the first cervical vertebra. So these are the boundaries. The other structure forming the roof are the semispinalis capitis, longissimus capitis, splenius capitis, and superficial most is the trapezius muscle. Okay, so this whole structure is covered by the trapezius muscle. Skin, superficial fascia, obviously, then trapezius, then semispinalis capitis, longissimus capitis, splenius capitis are forming the other part of the roof. Then we remove all this muscle, reflect all this muscle, then we see these muscle, obliquus capitis superioris, inferioris, and splenius capitis rectus minor major muscle here, the triangle. The roof is formed by the membrane. Roof is formed by the membrane between the foramen magnum and posterior arch of the first cervical vertebra. Okay. So this posterior arch of the first cervical vertebra and foramen magnum. So there is a membrane, and that is known as the posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. There are the anterior and the posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. So we are viewing from the posterior side. So this is posterior atlanto-occipital membrane, and the arch of the posterior arch of the second cervical vertebra, first cervical vertebra, that is atlas. So these two structures are forming the floor. Simply. Now content. The contents are the vertebral artery. That is the vertebral artery you can see. So through the transverse foramina of the cervical vertebra, this is passing above, and that is the second part of the vertebral artery. And from the foramen of the first cervical vertebra, it is coming out in the triangle. Okay, so that is the third part of the vertebral artery between the first cervical vertebra and the foramen magnum. So this is the third part of the vertebral artery, is the content of the suboccipital triangle. And from here, foramen magnum, it will enter into the posterior cranial fossa in the form of, or in the name of, the fourth part of the vertebral artery. So third part of the vertebral artery ka, the nerve is the dorsal ramus of the first cervical nerve, first cervical spinal nerve. Okay, so dorsal ramus is not giving any cutaneous branch. Other dorsal branches or ramus are giving the cutaneous branch, but it is only dorsal ramus of any nerve, spinal nerve, which is giving not any cutaneous branch, but muscular branches only, dividing into four. So all these boundaries muscles, boundary forming muscles are supplied by the C1 dorsal spinal, dorsal rama of the first spinal, cervical spinal nerve. So that is the content, obviously. And the third content is this vein-like structure I have put blue colored around the vertebral artery. So these are the suboccipital plexus of the vein, or suboccipital venous plexus. So these are the three main content: vertebral artery, the suboccipital nerve or dorsal ramus of the first cervical spinal nerve, and the suboccipital venous plexus. Okay, so these are the overview of the suboccipital triangle. Okay, but I know this is very difficult for you to make out all the structure. So one by one, I will again draw all the diagram after rubbing it. So just remain with me. Okay, the suboccipital triangle, it is very smaller part and it is almost horizontal. It is seen here like vertical, but it is almost horizontal. It is happening below the posterior part of the or squamous part of the occipital bone. Okay. So if you see the plane of the triangle is almost horizontal, but obliquely going posteriorly and superiorly, but mostly it is horizontal. So first I will draw, see here, the skull from the posterior view, and this is the external occipital protuberance. Can you see? From external occipital protuberance laterally going are the superior knuckle line. Okay. Below is going external occipital crest, and this is posterior margin of the foramen magnum. Okay. So I just draw it incomplete, half of the this foramen magnum, and from middle of this external occipital crest, from middle of that will be laterally running the inferior knuckle line. Got it? Superior knuckle line, inferior knuckle line, external occipital crest, posterior margin of the foramen magnum. Okay. From foramen magnum, by the side is there is the occipital condyle. So what is this? We will see in the normal basalis. Just remember, this is the occipital condyle. Then mastoid part. Got it? ठीक है? तो ये हो गया तुम्हारा ऑक्सीपिटल वाला पार्ट, बोन्स का ऑक्सीपिटल का पार्ट. External occipital protuberance, superior knuckle line, inferior knuckle line, external occipital crest, foramen magnum, and this is occipital condyle, which is making articulation with the superior articular facet of first cervical vertebra. So I will take the first cervical vertebra now from here. What is this? First cervical vertebra. That is your atlas. Okay, atlas is holding the globe on its head in Greek mythology. है ना? So that is the transverse lateral tubercles of this. This is the posterior tubercle of atlas. Lateral tubercle, posterior tubercle, anterior tubercle आगे रहेगा, वो यहाँ पे नहीं दिखेगा. And this is the vertebral foramen of cervical vertebra, the first vertebra. Okay, I will just make it wide. It is wider as compared to the other foramen of the cervical vertebra. Okay. So this is the part of the foramen of cervical vertebra, atlas, and this is the margin, posterior margin of the foramen magnum. आगे समझ में इतना? So this is C1 vertebra. Got it? This is superior knuckle line. Okay. Yeah. This is inferior knuckle line. In short, I have written. And this is external occipital crest. Are you able to see? And this is C1 vertebra. or simply atlas. Okay, vertebra or atlas bone. Now, on the lateral tubercles of this vertebra, there is a foramen known as, got it? So, what is the structure passing through? I will show you later on. Now, below that, there will be the second cervical vertebra. The transverse process of that, this is the bifid spine of the, so, except the first cervical and the seventh cervical vertebra. Except the first and the seventh cervical vertebra, all the other, matlab from second to sixth cervical vertebra are having there is posterior spine which are bifid, bifurcation. Okay, are you not able to hear, or what is the problem now? Are you able to see, or any problem there? Okay, ठीक है, कितना समझ में आ गया? तो now this is C2 और axis, C1 वर्टिब्रा, C2 वर्टिब्रा खत्म. और इसके बाद में प्रोसेस पे भी यहाँ पे भी रहेगा तुम्हारा सेम साइज रहेगा, दैट इज फोरामेन ट्रांसवर्सोरियम. Okay, how will you write it? Foramen, transverse foramen simply, और difficult बनाना है तो foramen transversarium. Got it? ठीक है? Okay. So these are the bony structures. हाँ, and between the posterior margin of foramen magnum and the upper surface, this posterior arch of the atlas. This is the posterior arch. और आगे जा रहा वो anterior arch रहेगा occipital bone के पीछे, and posteriorly this is the posterior arch of the, because it is ring like structure. अगर atlas bone हाथ में लोगे separately, so it is a ring like structure. Okay? So this is the posterior arch. So between this and this, there is a membrane that is known as the atlanto-occipital membrane, posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. So I will just draw the broken line. So this is posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. So here I will just confirm that posterior atlanto-occipital membrane and this posterior arch of the atlas, the first cervical vertebra, is forming the floor of the suboccipital triangle. ये तुम्हारा फ्लोर हो गया. अब फ्लोर के बाद हम लोग बाउंड्री देखेंगे. ठीक है, फ्लोर समझ में आएगा. दो है, सिंपल है, नथिंग डिफिकल्ट देयर. Now from this posterior tubercle there is a muscle arising, and उसके पहले this superior knuckle line, inferior knuckle line and margin of the foramen magnum, they are forming the two regions, upper and the lower region. And again this upper and the lower regions again divided by imaginary line into medial and lateral part. Means total 4 quadrants: upper inner, upper outer, lower inner, lower outer. So on each side below the superior knuckle line, this squamous part of the occipital bone is divided into 4 regions having 4 different muscle attachment. Now we will start which muscles are there. So now you know this is the atlanto-occipital, posterior atlanto-occipital membrane, posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. In short, I am writing posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. Okay, and this is the posterior arch of the atlas vertebra. Now I will show you how the boundary is formed. So from this posterior, what is this? Posterior tubercle of the atlas bone, the muscle is going upward like this to insert over the, कहाँ पे insert हो रहा है बताओ? What is that region? Can anybody write? It is the Which part of this occipital bone? This is lower and medial quadrant of this area. So this is the insertion of this particular muscle, and this muscle is known as the rectus capitis posterior minor. Now I will give a blue shade to this muscle. I will give a blue shade to all the muscles, okay, so that you can differentiate. So this is which muscle? This is the rectus capitis posterior minor. The other muscle arising from this, the posterior, the spine of the second cervical vertebra, that is axis, arising from here, running lateral to this previous muscle I have drawn and inserting to this lower lateral region of the occipital bone. as on में, so there are the two muscles, rectus capitis posterior minor और उसके lateral में rectus capitis posterior major. So this is one boundary that is formed by forming the medial boundary of the triangle. Now the other two boundaries are there, which are the supralateral and infralateral, like this. The supralateral and infralateral. Okay, got it? So I will draw for you. Infralateral, I will draw the from same spine of the second cervical vertebra up to the lateral tubercle of the first cervical, means from the second to first. Can you see? And from it is infralateral, and from tubercle, lateral tubercle to occipital bone. Supralateral, infralateral. Supralateral is the rectus obliquus capitis superioris, and inferior is the obliquus capitis inferioris. Triangle बनता है तुम्हारा, okay? Now I will label it so that there should not be any confusion. Okay, so these are the triangles. The other part now, the boundaries of the triangle and the structure forming the roof are the other two muscles are. अब ये आगे वाला बाहर वाला रीजन रह गया, अपर एंड आउटर. अपर इनर कौन सा है? सुप्रोलैटरल मसल के लिए. एंड अपर आउटर रीजन इज हैविंग semi-spinalis muscle, and lateral to that, toward the mastoid process is going longissimus capitis. Okay, and all these structures are covered by other muscle that is known as the splenius capitis. ठीक है, तो स्प्लिनियस कैपिटिस पहले रहेगा, उसके बाद सेमी स्पाइनलस कैपिटिस, लॉन्जिसिमस कैपिटिस, और सबके ऊपर ट्रेपेजियस मसल which is arising from superior knuckle line, the medial two-third of superior knuckle line, if you remember, norma occipitalis. Okay, और यहाँ से sternocleidomastoid, और sternocleidomastoid के नीचे स्प्लिनियस कैपिटिस और लॉन्जिसिमस कैपिटिस are arising from the mastoid process. So these are forming the roof. So I will write the name of this muscle, the splenius capitis. All these are forming the part of the roof. Splenius capitis, semi-spinalis. Can you see? Semi-spinalis capitis, longissimus capitis. These are forming the roof. और सबसे ऊपर, सबसे सुपरफिशियल रहेगा ट्रेपेजियस मसल. So these are forming the roof. I will write down. Roof. The boundaries are formed by these three muscles. Now I write label these muscles. So, this is obliquus capitis superioris, and this is inferioris and inferioris. The common name, oblique capitis superioris and inferioris. Got it? Then we'll come to the medial boundary. The medial boundary is formed by these two muscles. Medial वाला कौन सा रहेगा? तो rectus capitis posterior, common name है. The different name is minor and major. ठीक है? Rectus capitis minor in medial and major is lateral. So these are the boundaries, the roof and the boundaries of this suboccipital triangle. Got it? ठीक है, यहाँ तक समझ में आया. Now we'll draw the contents. तो contents मैंने बता चुका है. So that is the vertebral artery. So how the vertebral artery is coming here? So vertebral artery is the branch of the subclavian artery. Okay, so subclavian artery. So from the subclavian artery up to the 7 cervical vertebra, the part of the vertebral artery is known as the first part of the vertebral artery. At the C7 vertebra, 7 cervical vertebra, it enters into its, not C7, up to C6. I'm taking back my word. Not C7, but up to C6. Huh? So from the C6 cervical vertebra, through its transverse foramen, it ascending through all the upper cervical vertebra, all the cervical vertebra, right from the C6, C5, C4, C3, C2, C1, C through C2, C1, सबके ट्रांसफर फोरामेन से वर्टिब्रल आर्टरी पास होती है. Okay, except 7 cervical vertebra. So 7 cervical vertebra is having foramen transverse serum, but it does not transmit vertebral artery. But all other upper 6 cervical vertebrae are transmitting the vertebral artery through their foramen transverse serum. So we'll see for the C2 and C1 how the vertebral artery passing. So the part of the vertebral artery passing through the transverse foramen of all the 6 cervical vertebra is known as the second part. The third part is coming from first cervical vertebra up to the foramen magnum. So that is the third part. And the fourth part is entering into the posterior cranial fossa. So we'll see the second part of the vertebral artery. And you see it's entering into the second part. Got it? There is a vertebral groove over the posterior arch of the vertebra over which this third part of the vertebral artery is passing. I will draw here also, but to make a clear view of that, I am drawing here. क्योंकि अभी यहाँ पे खिचड़ी नहीं हुआ है, तो आ रहा ना समझ में? So this vertebral artery will pass. Now, this vertebral artery will pierce this atlanto-occipital membrane. So atlanto-occipital membrane is discontinuous, means it is detached over the vertebra due to the presence of the vertebral artery. It will pierce that membrane and enter into the foramen magnum and posterior cranial fossa. So this is your, what is this? This is vertebral artery. I will draw. vertebral artery. Got it? So you can see this third part of the vertebral artery is passing through like this. Now can I draw it here also? So this is the triangle now. Okay. This is the suboccipital triangle. Fine, very small, horizontally placed. So from this, from and transversum is coming your vertebral artery. Any doubt clear? Okay, clear? So you can see, okay. So vertebral artery, the first content of the occipital triangle. Then आर्टरी हो गया, अभी वेन और नर्व आएगी. तो पहले नर्व देखेंगे. So I am drawing through this brown color because yellow color is not available here. So from between the occipital bone and the first cervical vertebra will emerge the first cervical spinal. Now it will divide into ventral and the posterior ramus or dorsal ramus. So dorsal ramus will come through this posterior triangle like this. Okay, and this will emerge in triangle between the vertebra, the first cervical vertebra and the artery. Here, and it will divide. So at this point below the vertebral artery, it will divide into 4 branches. The 4 branches only, but it has to supply the muscles forming the boundaries of the suboccipital triangle. It will divide like it will. Clear नहीं दिख रहा, but just remember this is okay. C1 spinal now between vertebral artery and posterior arch of the C1, and it will divide into the muscular branch. It will not give the cutaneous branch. Remember, dorsal ramus of the first cervical spinal now is not giving any cutaneous branch. Rest other dorsal ramus of other spinal now will give the cutaneous branch. So here it will form the content of the triangle. So this is the dorsal ramus of first cervical. Now it will give the branches to this muscle, this muscle, this muscle, and to this muscle. Okay. So this is C1 now. Also known as the dorsal ramus. Also known as suboccipital nerve. Okay, so suboccipital nerve बोलेंगे तो समझना dorsal ramus of the C1 nerve. Suboccipital nerve. So this is the content of posterior triangle, suboccipital triangle. Fine. The other content is the venous plexus in the triangle. So I can draw like this. Okay, the same here. So that is okay, so I will just cross other labeling. Suboccipital venous plexus. Clear? C1 कितना इसमें इसके ऊपर है ना C1 now थोड़ा ठीक है. Okay, so what are the contents? The third part of the vertebral artery. The third part. The dorsal ramus, that is suboccipital nerve. Okay. And suboccipital venous plexus around the vertebral artery. Okay, guys. So I hope I could do the justify with the diagram of the suboccipital triangle. Fine. Any doubt here? So we'll repeat again all the structures forming the suboccipital triangle. So suboccipital triangle is present between squamous part of the occipital bone posteriorly and first cervical vertebra atlas. Okay. And some role of the second cervical vertebra is for the attachment of the muscles of the triangle. समझ में? तो बाउंड्रीज क्या क्या है? पहले फ्लोर देखते हैं. The floor is formed by the posterior atlanto-occipital membrane, okay, and posterior arch of the atlas, first cervical vertebra boundary. The middle boundary formed by the rectus capitis posterior minor and rectus capitis posterior major. Okay. The other two boundaries superlaterally by the obliquus capitis superioris and infralaterally by the obliquus capitis inferioris. Okay. So these are the forming the triangle. Now the roof, semispinalis capitis, longissimus capitis, they will come like this, forming the roof. इसके ऊपर कौन सा रहेगा? स्प्लिनस capitis, superficial most, सबसे superficial में रहेगा trapezius muscle. The trapezius muscle will cover whole larger region of the back of the neck and upper part of the back of the trunk. Okay, so these were the roof. Okay, the contents were vertebral artery. I have shown you how the second vertebral artery become the third vertebral artery in the suboccipital triangle. How the C1 dorsal ramus is coming in between vertebral artery and the posterior arch of the atlas and dividing, giving the branches to its muscles surrounding it, and the suboccipital venous plexus. Okay, there are some other structure which are related to the triangle apart from this. So there is the occipital artery. So you know the occipital artery is the branch of the external carotid artery. I have repeated it again on the scalp and other area. So that occipital artery is coming posteriorly through a mastoid knot there. So mastoid knot is present medial to the mastoid process. So it will come posteriorly from this occipital artery and it will run over the occipital bone between the muscles. So it will cross this superior angle of the triangle. Can you see? The occipital artery is crossing the superior angle of the suboccipital triangle. Okay. Fine. Then between the first cervical and the second cervical vertebra, the dorsal ramus of this second cervical spinal nerve will also come. So through the brown color, I will draw. बहुत मोटा रहता है, ठीक है? It is very thick. And it will ascend upward. Very thick है, बहुत जाड़ा बनाया मैंने. So same, it will cross. दिख रहा है यहाँ पे? It will cross this inferior angle. Opposite to that, inferior angle. Diffuse muscle, not superficial. I have drawn here, but ठीक है. So what is this? This is second dorsal ramus, second cervical nerve, known as greater. दिख रहा है यहाँ पे? नहीं. Greater occipital nerve. Got it? Greater occipital nerve, that is C2, dorsal ramus. So what is the importance regarding this? It's right down, greater occipital nerve. Greater occipital nerve C2. C2. ठीक है, अभी हटाता हूँ यहाँ पे. So this is the thickest cutaneous nerve of the body, not the HNF, not the occipital, not the cervical region, but whole body. सबसे thickest cutaneous nerve है तो वो है तुम्हारा greater occipital nerve. समझा? इसलिए मेरे रिफ्लेक्स में थिक बन गया बाकी अदर स्ट्रक्चर से, इसलिए मैंने बनाया. ठीक है. तो दिस इज द थिकेस्ट क्यूटेनियस नर्व ऑफ होल बॉडी. द थिकेस्ट नर्व इज और लार्जेस्ट नर्व इज द sciatic nerve of the body, but cutaneous nerve में thickest कौन सा है? The greater occipital nerve. Remember it, MCQ के लिए पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है. तो that is the greater occipital nerve. So that thickest nerve of the body crossing the inferior angle of the triangle. The superior angle of triangle is crossed by the occipital artery. I will not label it, just remember the occipital artery. If you want, I can. What I will write occipital artery. Okay. And other structure passing through the roof, okay, in between the muscle is the third cervical nerve. That is the third occipital nerve, sorry. So that is the dorsal ramus of the third cervical spinal nerve. It will also run in the parallel to the C2 nerve, greater occipital nerve, that is known as the third occipital nerve. ठीक है. स्काल्प एरिया में देखा था occipital artery, greater occipital nerve, and third occipital nerve. So that third occipital nerve from below the second cervical vertebra will arise and run along the floor of the muscle, forming the floor of roof of the suboccipital triangle. So third occipital nerve will be also there. So these are the main structure forming the boundaries, roof, floor, content, and related to the suboccipital triangle. Okay, so any doubt here till now? If any structure has been labeled, सब दिखे ना सारे structures, how all these are there. Fine. Now what is the importance? इतना तो हो गया सब, पर इसका clinical importance क्या है? So if you know, I have mentioned about the lumbar puncture to collect the CSF fluid between the L4, L5. If you remember, I have told you about that. There is a other location for the CSF collection that is known as the cisterna magna. The cisterna magna is the subarachnoid space enlarged in the posterior aspect of the brain stem. How will this approach to that cisterna magna? Because ये तो पूरे स्केल के अंदर रहता है, ठीक है? So there is the gap here. We have seen now there is the, we can form the gap between the in the suboccipital triangle. So through the suboccipital triangle, after piercing the floor, that is the trunk occipital membrane, we can enter into the posterior cranial fossa. Okay. So in the posterior cranial fossa, we can reach posterior to the brain stem. There is the cisterna magna present, and we can collect the CSF. Okay. But is that safe? No, because the neural tissue damage in that brain stem, so it will be very difficult. Okay. So therefore, the preferred location for the CSF collection is lumbar puncture, that is between L4 L5. Okay, but if any person want to collect, so it can be done. So that is known as that procedure is known as the cisternal puncture. I will write down here. The applied aspect involve the cisternal puncture. Okay, so if you do the cystational puncture, so you will puncture everything. So don't do that in your life. Okay, lumbar puncture अगर try करने को मिल गया, means if you get practice in the medicine or the medicine ward mainly, so you can do the lumbar puncture after permission from concerned authority there in that particular ward where you have to do. Don't do the cystational puncture. It is just only for the very purpose for you. That is the applied aspect of the suboccipital triangle. Okay, here you can find the vertebral artery. Okay, and you can find this now and the suboccipital plexus of the vein present in that triangle. So guys, so we are done for the day for this topic. So any doubt or any query? So you can take the screenshot if you want. I will share later on. If you want, you can take now. Okay, done. Okay, so we'll stop here now. Dissection, the dissected suboccipital triangle. Then we will see how in real all these muscles are seen. और जो मैंने डिसेक्शन का वीडियो लिया दैट इज वेरी गुड बट हम लोग जब डिसेक्शन करते हैं ना इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मेक द गैप बिटवीन द ऑक्सीपिटल बोन एंड दी अच्छा बिकॉज दे आर जस्ट चिपकू टू ईच अदर ओके मतलब दोनों तो बहुत ही मतलब डिफिकल्ट होता है तो जो डायग्राम अभी जो वीडियो दिखाऊंगा तो दैट इज वेरी गुड they have made very far distance between them and shown the muscle separately and all the structure well visualized. Fine.